What does a seat that's secretly a suitcase, a table that's totally transportable, and a pocket fishing reel that's ridiculously compact have in common? They're all 3D printed. That's right, I spent the past week scouring the internet to find the top 3D prints that you can take with you on your next camping trip. I love 3D printing cool stuff. That's why I wanted to show you how a 3D printer can be used to enhance almost any hobby, and maybe even inspire you to start a 3D printing journey of your own. Oh, and all of the models that I used for this video are actually free. So I'll leave a link to them in the description below so that you can check them out, or if you have a 3D printer, you can print them yourself at home. But enough chit chat, let's take a look at our first print. When it comes to 3D printing for the outdoors, one of the most practical applications is definitely custom storage solutions. And these hiking containers are a perfect example of how you can create exactly what you need for your adventure. I printed off two different styles here, and what I love about these is how they demonstrate the versatility of 3D printing. This first one's a flip top lid design, which is perfect for quick access when you need to grab something fast like a camera battery. And this one has a screw top lid for a little extra security when you don't want the contents spilling out into your pack. I use this one to keep my gum minty fresh. And because they're 3D printed, they're completely customizable in size. You can scale them up or down to match whatever you're carrying. Snacks or matches, just anything you don't want to get lost in the bottom of your pack. And while these are pretty cool, I think you're gonna find my next print even cooler. Want to keep exactly 4 12-ounce cans of a beverage of your choice cold on a hot summer day? Boy, do I have the print for you. The more cultured of my viewers may recognize the color scheme of this particular print as an homage to a fellow Baldy. If you think you know who I'm referring to, leave a comment down below. I want to see if anybody actually gets this. I actually tried this one out and was pleasantly surprised at how well this print worked. I think that the dead air pockets that are created when this is being printed act as a pretty effective insulator, and they did a pretty good job of keeping my soda cold on a relatively warm Alaskan day. But you know what's better than keeping it cool? Keeping it real. As in fishing reel. This tiny fishing reel, while the smallest thing that I printed for this video, is easily the most fun. And the ratcheting gearbox that it uses to wind the line back in makes such a satisfying click noise. I love it. In fact, I spooled it up with some 8-pound test and took it down to a local lake to see what I might be able to catch with it. This isn't mine. I don't know where this came from. But while we're on the subject, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please consider leaving a like or maybe even subscribe to the channel. It helps small creators like me to be able to produce more content like this for you. Anyway, let's get back to the rest of the video. 7.5 inches, if you were wondering. I do want to make a quick note on this print. My Bamboo Labs X1C and most modern printers can print a variety of different materials or filaments. And these filaments can have different mechanical properties depending on what type of plastic is actually being extruded. The most common filament is PLA, or polylactic acid. It's easy to work with and it comes in a variety of different colors. And in fact, everything that you see in this video was printed in PLA with one notable exception. I printed the gearbox for this, so basically anything in red, in PETG. PETG is marginally more challenging to print with, but offers much greater durability and strength when compared to PLA. And because I knew that the gearbox on this would be experiencing the highest level of wear and stress, I just went ahead and printed it in PETG because I wanted it to last. Now, the fish that you catch with this won't have legs, but my next print does. That's so stupid. This stable table is able to handle just about any terrain you throw at it. Each leg adjusts independently, so whether you're on a slope, dealing with roots, or just cursed with uneven ground, you can get a perfectly level surface every time. The engineering that went into this is genuinely impressive, and it's hands down the most complicated thing that I built for this video. The end result is pretty cool. But if I'm being honest, the legs can be a little finicky to adjust, and I do wonder about the long-term durability of this particular model. That could just be my print though, so your mileage may vary. I wanted this print to have a little extra swag, so I printed the top and the bottom surfaces on a textured build plate, which transferred this carbon fiber weave effect and really just brought it to the next level. If you're considering printing this one, just be aware, I would consider this to be a more advanced print and your printer tolerances do matter. But with that out of the way, are you sitting down? Because for our next print, you're gonna wanna be. While not as interactive as the fishing reel or as flashy as the collapsible table, this stool is hands down my favorite print because it just works. The seat doubles as storage, and it's even got this little suitcase handle to make it easier to tote around. I think this is the single biggest print I've ever done. The entire assembly took about 36 hours to print. It weighs almost 3 pounds, and the seat alone consumed almost an entire roll of filament. And it shows. This thing is chunky. The designer claims to have tested it up to 200 pounds, so use your own discretion. I'm a pretty average sized guy, and it was able to support me just fine. Like I said, it's not flashy, but it just works. There's obviously a lot of attention to detail that went into this, and it's something that's actually useful. If you're looking for something cool to print and you don't mind burning through a good bit of filament, this is what I'd recommend. It'd also be a good candidate for printing in something like PETG because it'd just be that much stronger. Well, that about wraps up our top 5 3D prints that you can take camping. I had an absolute blast finding and testing these prints, and I genuinely hope that you enjoyed this video. I'd love to make more content like this in the future. And if you have something specific that you want me to test or print, let me know in the comments. Who knows, maybe the topic of my next video will be based on something that you suggested. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.